Welcome back, everybody. What is going on? I hope that you were enjoying your Friday. It is March 12th, and it is Casa Fridays. I am Brad Muse. Joining me is Team Chris himself. We've not had you around here in a hot minute. I hope that you're doing well. How are you doing tonight?
It's been good. It's been good. I've been exploring different worlds, enjoying new things, and thank you for the opportunity for me to have this window to be a little bit more relevant in the FGC again.
Yeah, well, relevance in the FGC is what we strive for. That's what everybody strives for, right? But point being, we are at the top 8 for the Street Fighter V action tonight, coming at you straight out the gate with Chun Nation versus Spaceboy. Already something of an upset. Regular Casa finalist Flux Waves out before top 16, losing to Chun Nation in winner's side. Chun Nation now all the way up in winner's side top 8, opposite Spaceboy, who we're obviously no strangers to seeing between, you know, popping up here periodically or the online local. Definitely seen Spaceboy around.
He's been a mainstay definitely in the online local, and in the last 2 seasons, putting in work, putting in miles in there, but don't count out Chun Nation. I mean, UGM Chun-Li, definitely one of the top ranked ones, one of the killers that you find in some lobbies that'll definitely 2-0, how you doing, keep it moving. And this is a matchup that has evolved over the last few seasons. Sakura getting a bunch of buffs and even more improved in this new season. And at the same time, I mean, Chun-Li still holding strong, still having a bit of advantage in this matchup. But you see Chun Nation going with his Zanshu, which is rocking a new set of buffs out there. I think it still sucks, but V-Skill 1 isn't really ideal. Like, V-Skill 1 isn't like that godlike of a mix-up. And if you're able to time it correctly, it does have better properties to go over fireballs and is comboable, which you may have seen him using against Fluxwave. It could definitely be useful against Poison.
Yeah, okay, already finding that jump in over Sakura. I mean, one of the things that Spaceboy is going to kind of struggle with here is you're going to need to open up that fireball game a little bit because Chun's buttons are going to do such a good job on the ground against you. It looks like immediately dissuaded from the fireball game and instead being the aggressor, which is easier to do behind the VT.
Yeah, caught that jump and getting that meterless damage off of that Azan streak. And now the corner position has reversed. Oh no! One missed space fierce. Look at that juggling upward token. I'm on the corner, but low medium punch. All that full extension. It's as strong as Karim.
Ooh, okay, finds the anti-air, the corpse hop by, oh my god, the deep jump in, and Spaceboy's one touch away. Oh no, Chun Nation experimenting with the V-shift, but gets jump roundhouse on. I feel like, didn't somebody just tweet that they were like, I hate how often, I think it was Hurricane tweeted out, he was like, the number of people that V-shift as soon as I go to the air, only to get counter hit jumping roundhouse because they read dive kick.
Well, that used to happen a lot in Street Fighter 4 when we were adjusting the focus attack as well. I mean, it's the focus attack at least gave you like that focus backdash when you were able to armor through a hit. But this time around, I mean, you got to assess the risk and reward of it, and we just don't have that yet.
EX Fireball into Dashin, chasing the backdash does Spaceboy, and all the way over to this corner now, opposite Chun Nation.
Notice how Spaceboy goes coast to coast off of that one activation with the VT1. Able to just completely reverse the corner pressure just by getting you out of it and then pushing through. Keep on trucking like Saba suplex to the train. Got the throw bait though, links it to the low jab. We see those buffs in effect out there, and Chun Nation putting the theoretical use of the Hazanshu.
There's a lot of forward dashing here being represented by Spaceboy so far. Obviously, we saw the double dash there on Oki, but even in the neutral situation here, baits the EXSPK but drops the combo.
Yeah, no punish too, and they made that easier to punish by widening the hurt box on the recovery there. Now this is a very fun combination, V-Trigger 1 with the Zanshu, because you're able to link that low jab after the V-skill, so that could lead to the kind of where you could trigger 2 lights into a low forward and get that FPK after. But dashing up fearlessly with the stand strong.
All right, this corner pressure, utilizing that fantastic standing short from Sakura.
Ooh, what a confirm though, watch your step. Try to double dash and catch him on the back dash. Will this confirm? Yes, sir! And one and the foul. Let's see what mix-up you go.
Oh, the V shift out, gets the V break. You'll take the -2 situation there. I don't know that you necessarily needed to. Check with the stand short, no bite. This is anyone's round right now for this first game here.
I agree with it because it's a safe jump there, and that was a good way to escape that pressure, minimize the conversation there. You know, they could be able, someone could be able to get a B trigger. Maybe some white damage. There we go. Okay, gets that activation. What a jump!
Ooh.
Ooh, man, you hate to see it, baiting the V reversal, but no reward, nobody home.
Oh, finds the throw, but look at there's between the time and the life bar. Space Boy, is he gonna cash out? Yes, he is! That's gonna kill on chip. That was checkmate because you blocked the Tatsu. 3 seconds left on the clock. Space Boy gets the chip damage kill CA. Even if it hit, I think Chun Nation, yeah, Chun Nation looked like they tried to up back out of it, but even if they hadn't, that was a kill on chip, and Space Boy cleaning out a close first game.
Yeah, this is a first to 3, so be aware. Still got some adaptations to go. Maybe someone wants to, you know, redo some of their triggers. We'll see. Oh, gets that with the Tord Roundhouse. Efficient with that Stand Fierce. That's how you dominate the matchup.
Yeah, Chun Nation has absolutely found the money button. You remember way back in the day when people used to do like the 1-button challenges on net play on 4? Chun Nation doing the 1-button challenge with Stand Fierce right now from Chun, and it is working wonderfully.
We would do that with Rose's standing roundhouse in Street Fighter 4.
Oh my god.
I definitely remember those days quite well, and it was airborne too, so I look forward to seeing that happen in this game.
I can't believe they gave her an air fireball.
Great neutral here from Chun Nation, just able to just circumvent whatever Space Boy's point of entry, but there he goes. Space Boy finds the window there, the dash shove throw, tried to double dip. And Chun Nation Texas.
Oh. See, I wish Space Boy had been a little bit more aware in that moment. Chun Nation had just gotten VT previously. We already saw one whiffed low strong. It looked to me like Space Boy was gonna bait low strong activate, but charging the fireball on the corner spelled doom there. First round in the second game on the board for Chun Nation.
Now, what Space Boy's trying to find something is very interesting, and a few soccer players noticed this, the ones who got their buffering down. Sometimes, like, oh, there we go, great confirm up that low forward into the heavy Shoryuken. Now, sometimes when you're blocking a fireball from a character at point blank, you got, like, that like, little bit of that gap, that 5 frames. So what soccer players tend to do is they throw out that stand short, buffering the motion so they can easily hit confirm it off there. And if anyone hits, and if the player throwing the fireball throws the button out there, they're at a -2 situation. So, what a tech after that. That throw would have got the stun. Good defensive adjustment there by Space Boy.
Okay, V shift on wake up from Chun Nation. Tons of resources. Okay, a little too far away on that jump in, so instead elects for the throw. Back to the corner now, though, is Space Boy. Chun Nation, you can't let that rock. Has to cash out with the DP. All of that gray life was really problematic.
Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, the frame data doesn't go in his favor there.
Oh, no. Oh, but no VT, but you keep letting it happen. Chun Nation is allowed to hit some crouch strong, hit so much crouch strong that you get hit by the overhead instead. And the second game going to Chun Nation over Space Boy.
Yeah, it's 1-1 just like that. And you see going with that old reliable, crawling underneath the fireballs to dig, and then may not need that. Like, remember, Hazanshu used to be overhead back in Street Fighter 4. So, you know, if Chun Nation needs to get that win, he's going to go half string, half screen, Street Fighter Alpha 2 style with that overhead. I mean, you definitely don't wish that overhead wasn't the way it was in Street Fighter Alpha 2. It's broken. But got him the space in there with the 22 frames to take it home, tie it up 1-1, and now we're switching some skills and triggers, maybe some costumes. What adjustments you're going to see here, Brad? Oh, bathroom break. Never mind.
Is that what he said?
That's what it says in the chat.
I was gonna say, at least in the most recent season, obviously, because we're in a new season now. This is what, week 3 now of season 5, 6, depending on who you ask. But Space Boy had a tendency to be willing to switch V skill and V trigger, depending on not just the matchup, but also depending on what he needed to bring to the table. The role made for better damage and for better corner carry, but sometimes you switched gears because you needed to represent an air offense with the Sakura flips in order to pile more stuff onto your opponent's mental stack to bring open an additional layer to the ground game. So maybe that's what we see, considering this last game opened up with something like 5 consecutive stand fierce hits / trades in Chun Nation's favor.
That's the matchup.
Yeah. Well, that's what wins the matchup for Chun. So clearly you need to bring something else to the table. Just jumping isn't enough because Chun has solid anti-airs. So you also need that variability.
And he's applying the anti-airs too. Because remember, stand light kick is suffering from a significant nerf. So you are seeing a lot of Chuns getting jumped and done over on ranked. I've lost a good 1,000 points, but I digress. Oof. But, you know, he's relying on the tried and true, that back roundhouse. Especially if you combine that with that V-Trigger 1, you could definitely pile on some critical damage in there. But Space Boy's got to find a way to finish the conversation, as he did in the previous first fight. So we'll see, because it's very easy for this character to get you in the corner.
Yeah, I think it's really a question of you have to figure out how you're going to threaten from outside of Chun's range. And your answer is either jumps or fireballs. And you need to straddle that line in a way that keeps your opponent uncomfortable. Because if you commit to one too much, you start to get your fireballs jumped in on or Hazan shoot over, or your jumps just get straight anti-aired. Both to your point, Chun has the tools for either of these situations. So it's really a question of you need to find a rhythm that your opponent cannot find. You have to be playing some prog rock for like a classic rock audience.
Prog rock? Yeah, I love prog rock, man.
You gotta bring out the Rush. What is it? 2112. You gotta bring out the 2112 for these guys. Is that a reference that lands? I don't know. That might not be a reference that lands. I can never remember
in my book.
I can never remember the V-skill numerals for what is what. I do not honestly recall if this is actually a switch on the side of Space Boy or if this was truly a bathroom break. I will know in the moment when we see a new skill.
We'll see.
I never remember the numbers.
Strategy. Nah, they're keeping it the same. They're keeping it the same. Space Boy using the knee with the fireballs, keeping it 2 bars. Tried and true, but Chun Nation is going with the experiment there. We saw earlier that meterless damage got off that Hazanshu, but there's that step back EX fireball confirmed. Oh, Hazanshu switches sides though, chases that beast. All that meterless and just gonna quadruple dash on over, coast to coast. We still ain't spend no meter though.
Yeah, Chun Nation spends the EX SBK to get out of that one. That was a little bit too much bus ass for them to deal with. Space Boy finding the low forward fireball to clean out the round, but that was super clean from Space Boy. I think that's exactly what I had talked about. Even that little walk forward under the Hazanshu to then trip guard after the fact, fantastic presence of mind and a great example of like a minor matchup adjustment that can really make a difference in the course of these sets.
You see Space Boy's suspicious for that buffer. Wants to see some of those pokes. We saw in the patch notes, Chun-Li, her pokes, some of them got wider hurt boxes, especially the Toward Strong and the Toward the standing medium kit, which I need to do that. I got away with that for years. You know you can combo it in V-Trigger 1 to low gap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but look at this corner pressure there. Sees that activated. Most of the time, we just want to chill. We just want to chill when we see that activation. And Space Boy's patience definitely pays off. Getting that activation off of that EX Hurricane kick. Now on block, that gives you about 5 frames, I believe, of advantage when you get that EX Hurricane kick into that activation. So it's a great throw mix-up, and that where you got that back fierce knuckle sandwich and Space Boy taking it to town to take it 2-1.
Yeah, that was another really clean round there from Space Boy. A little bit better for Chun Nation out the start, but I think there's absolutely a finger on the pulse of this matchup right now on the side of Space Boy. But Chun Nation in the driver's seat here, going to the air twice, and then the throw tech getting blown up by the Hazanshu. This is going to be fantastic scaling here for Chun Nation. Still going to be at least a one-touch game. Okay, off the throw. This corner pressure still really bad. Jumping over the fireball a little too far away. We see the activation from Space Boy. Jump back air to air a little too early, and now Space Boy in the driver's seat. Ooh, wake up low short off the overhead.
Chun Nation is throwing him absolutely no mistake on wake up. Waking up from the wrong side of the bed, mashing those lows. Well, yeah. I'm loving the exchange here, though. Throwing out those EX legs in neutral. Check some of those pokes out there.
There's a lot of neutral jump being represented by Space Boy right now. I think he understands that Chun Nation is looking to use these Hozanshoos as like anti-fireball tools. And I mean, with V-trigger activation on deck as well to land and punish a low strong attempt.
Yeah, great punish there. No activation, no need. He's gonna hold on to both those bars. Wow, what a challenge there.
Oh. All right, Aaron poke, nothing.
Oh no, but no combo there. Can't connect the low jab into the spinning bird. That would have really turned the tide on this matchup there. Now the V-trigger is expired. Space Boy again. Okay, doesn't chase after it. Oh, he got the right reads though. Oh, I love it. 2 spinning bird kicks, DX.
Right, willing to go to this fireball game now, empowered by that V-trigger. One has the slightest of life leads over Chun Nation. That one regular fireball, there's the last one through the VT. Now we're just getting some regular charged fireballs.
See, he don't know if he want a Hozanshu there. He don't know. He's like, I think that fireball is a little too thick.
Right, empty jump low. Very little life. Space Boy is absolutely content to just play this slow game, but now, oh, I can't believe you were brave enough to jump there.
Again, the tech blow up, take 2. Chun Nation taking it to a 3rd fight.
Yeah, I think one thing Chun Nation can be mindful of, and this is something that I feel like is true of Space Boy in general, especially in these matchups where the ground game is a little harder, there is a willingness to utilize these EX fireballs to open up some opportunities when you're needing to gain some life. So there's even a higher likelihood of a fireball coming your way once there's an EX bar stocked from Space Boy. So you could even just watch for the EX flash and just Hozanshu.
Yeah, now we're seeing some confirmed up low forward. 3 of them, one to a bird, one to some legs, another to the EX. Tried to shimmy though, but Space Boy threw his way out. What an exchange. Yeah, Hozanshu to that BT1 activation. Now you get all up close and personal with the V-trigger one that everyone runs away from.
Space Boy had an actual pixel to walk back out of range of that throw in the corner and find the low forward activate. Right, spends the last of his V-gauge on an anti-air fireball to Space Boy. Chun Nation finding that back roundhouse. It feels like it hasn't missed. Space Boy is operating in 2s here with these jumps. I feel like we keep seeing 2 attempts. And I don't understand. Chun Nation is very clearly ready with that back roundhouse. Set point right now for Chun Nation.
Yeah, but just escapes there, looking down the eye of a barrel with that counter hit low strong. Oh, again got the counter hit. This time, okay, confirmed by Space Boy, but he got the throws into the mix. And there he goes, checks the dash with that buffer. Caught you hitting buttons. We're going to the final round.
Final round, first match of the top 8 of the evening. Space Boy versus Chun Nation. What's it gonna be? Chun Nation sitting fully loaded, looking like Herbie right now, but stuck in this P2 side corner. Wake up EX SBK. We've seen it represented a fair bit. The Space Boy not dissuading Chun Nation from it just yet. V skill into VT activate.
Yeah, spending some meter there. Now he's in the corner, going to use the super to get the life lead. Now Space Boy does have that V gauge on deck, so he can stop a rally with a V reversal, or he can get a V shift into a nice little punish. We'll see what comes up. Or just do what he wants. Oh, no meter though. Okay. Thought I was going to see fireball activation. Gets it. Space Boy takes it.
Yeah, managed to find the throw there to close it out. On top of just for the life lead too, I feel like most of Chun Nation's V-trigger time was ticking down through the duration of that CA. So Chun Nation's VT in that round was effectively nullified. So unfortunately, going to drop down into losers does Chun Nation, where Chun Nation gets to play, as I double check, it looks like Chun Nation gets to play the winner of Crouch Fierce and Shocks, but Space Boy moves on to winners finals to play the winner of Pollinator and Saba.
Yeah, it's very interesting as well because the advantages of picking V-Trigger 1 in that matchup also is that you get some godlike EXDP punishes with the VT1 stand roundhouse. But what I want to see is if you're able to connect and get the Hozanshu, it's also very good with the recent buffs on confirming with the end of the Kikosho. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say if that mattered much. It's just that for all the anti-air back roundhouses that Chun Nation was hitting, not a single one was in VT1. because I love when it's party time when you're able to get that juggle into the stand roundhouse, and they've only buffed that button over the years. It's a great anti-air, it's just slow as hell. So your reactions, especially online, have to be godlike to rely on it as an anti-air.
Yeah, it is slow, but what's not slow is the amount of time that it takes you to go over to the Matcherino and use the coupon code Casa SFV 47. Put in that free 50 cents into the pool. All you need to do is use, I know you have a Twitch because you're watching on Twitch, and if you don't, you have a Twitter because I know you'll love to retweet all the salty FGC drama that happens on the day in and day out. I don't blame you. I like it too. I like logging on and seeing the salty stuff during the day. You can use those credentials to log in. It'll do it for you. And then you put the code in, free 50 cents. It's that easy. Not nearly as long as it takes for you to get that background house anti-air from Chun Nation, or as long as it takes for some PS4 load times, which it doesn't look like we're necessarily dealing with right now because we are going to be loading in to the next match of the winner side top 8, Pollinator versus Fire Fist Sabo. Fong versus Mika.
I recall Saba as a Fei Long player in Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
I think. I may be wrong. My memory is not good.
Yeah, and I believe I was talking about it in the staff chat previously, but Pollinator is a local player to New England, actually. This Fong player who, I swear, this guy, I see him very periodically. He comes out, he cooks, and then he disappears.
Yeah, he's just out there poisoning these little, out in Cape, swimming in Cape Cod. Basically, just out there. Oh, back in the corner there, Lady Mika. Oh, I love it. I love that counter.
Oh, but just like that, you're out with the EX command dash. I was about to say, that corner sequence is literally all that it takes. If you're Mika, like the difference between 100 health and 1 health with Mika is non-existent because you can still win. But they're finding the low short for Pollinator, cleaning up the first round.
Yeah, had to dash on in, especially when his escape options were dwindling. That's the thing, you want to rush down Mika or you just want to stay the hell away. Anything within that gray area is a losing matchup. What a confirm. Oh man, spread those wings, fly like an eagle, coast to coast.
He's like a bird, he wants to fly away. He don't know where his home is, but he knows the P1 corner is. Cooking. What did I say? My man's cooks. And what was crazy about that whole sequence was it started from low profiling Sabo's standing strong counter poke with an early coward crouch kick after the fact. That was a really tricky block string sequence there from Pollinator to open up that whole sequence.
Oh, just absolutely purified him in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Let's see what adjustments we're going to make here. We're just seeing like some things. I mean, I don't know. I'd throw some body splashes out there. You're seeing Sabo's point of entry is trying to establish something with the drop kick. Oh, good there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the difficulties is you obviously have the bodies. Yeah, I think one thing is maybe you need to do it at a range where it almost seems like Pollinator might be going to the forward roll or the coward crouch kick as soon as he sees Sabo go to the air just to get underneath. So maybe you need a body splash from a little farther away to catch him trying to do it.
Sabo getting away with that, whipping the sweep there. Getting some confirms. I could hit him off the lights as well. Just threw, slipped on out of there. The one that got away. What an anti-air crouch here. Same side picks up, sweep into the activation. Now it's gaseous. Oh no, you can see all that.
I'm fairly certain that Pollinator has a Costco card because the amount that this man is spending 1 bar and getting out of the corner, you know that he bought all these exits right at the beginning of quarantine in bulk. Life about the same. Poison ticking away here on Sabo. That anti-air gonna be critical. Okay, neutral jump, sees that nothing has come out and then uses the fly to make himself safe from an anti-air on falling, and this poison is still ticking. That crouch jab catches him, but he still has the life lead.
Lands that throw to take it with 15 ticks left to go. You know, when you do that second jump, that kind of evade out there, I mean, I can't help but in my head have like that sound that Yoshi makes. Like that annoying sound in that like not Mario game he plays, Yoshi's Island.
I know what you mean. But for the life of me right now, I can't articulate the sound. I know exactly what you're talking about, but...
Oh, there's a brimstone and a bomb. I don't know it either because we are all in that blender. Oh, Satoha trying to shake it. Got a bad trade, but ooh, wow. Completely
Pollinator
baited
is so ready. These command dashes out of the corner, they don't miss. VT activate into the throw. The poison's still ticking. It doesn't matter if you have a big life lead. I can sit here and keep my pressure going forever. Eventually, I'm going to take it. Wake up jab through the side switch situation from Sabo.
Oh, no love off of the Nadesco, though. Doesn't need it, though. Goes straight for the mix-up right there. Getting some of that Cesaro, Nadesco bulldogging it to see if Sabo can tie this up 1-1. Exactly as you mentioned, he's using those command dashes like he doesn't know that the V-shift is added to the game, doesn't really need it. Super confirm here.
Right.
Oh man, we are embracing toxic relationships out here.
All right. This could be everything, though. V-shift out. Oh, my God. And the jump back air-to-air straight into the flight.
Great V-shift. You're going to have to wait for the next round to Nadesco gets that activation. I think that could... Oh, so close. Not enough cloud. But the dash forward instant overhead.
Fun win.
Wow.
Wow. What did I say? This guy will pop up, cook, and then you won't hear from them again. Like the World Warrior, like Ryu doesn't stay for the medal ceremony, only looking for the next fight. Who knows where it'll be? Tonight, it's at the Casa, top 8 of the 40. What was it? 47? Is that what it was? Yeah, 47 Street
That's
Fighter
right,
bracket.
Number 47. We're making a killing out here. Get it? 47. It's the Casa 47. Nah, it's not that old.
I wish that I was there with
Not
you.
like those
You're a
Brimstone mix-ups that still work. You wish what? That I was still work?
No, I wish that I was with you on that reference. It sounded earnest as hell, and I was like, oh, I wish I could one up. Like, yes, Andrew,
it's
right
Hitman,
now.
Agent 47.
Oh man. Okay. I'm not cultured is the problem. I just know everyone in chat got it. Speaking of getting clipped with the low short through the dash forward, but still spending these EXs on getting out of the corner. Pollinator isn't really using the EXs on anything else. It's either super or command dash out of the corner, which I suppose makes sense for this matchup. Like
Yeah,
your block
shuffling
string
around.
pressure is fine. You just need to make sure that you don't ever have to be on the defensive.
Yeah, but Sabo's trying to look patient here, trying to swing for the fences. Ollie's still throwing out there. There we go. The crouch fierce into the activation. Time tested, as annoying as ever, but uses that command dash to escape it. But Sabo's going to cut a promo there.
Okay.
You
I
smell
think
what
you're
this
still
fire
alive?
fist is cooking? Yeah, you're going to be alive. You're going to be alive and
Yeah.
well, and maybe going to spend some time to talk to your kids. And get a brimstone. Boom. From the dash up, too. You thought you could back it up. You thought you had space.
Yeah, he had none. Sabo, I mean, maybe this is the turning point, right? The thing about a grappler is you need to be read in on your opponent's defensive tendencies. You need to be able to make these reads. And so maybe this is the beginning of it. Maybe Pollinator here got the 2, but now Sabo's a little bit clued in. We've synchronized the wavelengths a little bit. Is that going to be the answer, or is Pollinator going to clutch this out?
Man, you know after all these years of Street Fighter 5 that Nika is just simply made to run it back from 0-2. We've seen it done countless times by the master Mikas in the world. Whiffs the throw, don't matter, gonna cut another promo. We just went from Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and drops the Batista bomb. Ooh, I'm taking that word there.
Right, there's that coward crouch underneath the jump that we had seen represented a little bit earlier. Goes for the corpse hop, doesn't get it, and the V reversal there from Sabo to try to slow stuff down. But oh, even these crouch jabs. Some of these crouch jab checks are really critical right now, are beginning to find these gaps through Pollinator's offense, and that's a big deal. Oh, great whiff punish.
Yeah, and the V-shift break there was able to create just enough white damage to get Polly one poke away from being one round away from evening this up at 2-2. Sorry, man, calling the score here. I'm a little rusty, man. It has been a minuto. Oh, wow. Crouch Fierce catching that body splash off the top rope. Nobody owns.
That hits super high too. Finding the anti-air again. Oh my god, that stayed same side. I did not block that. Sabo is a better player than I. Finding another anti-air once again and keeping this back throw. Wants to keep Sabo to the corner, but there's the slide activate. Ooh, we don't want none of it.
Take him into the corner. It's gonna, oh, it could be ugly here. Oh, got him there. Gonna confirm him. Gonna throw him down like Oprah just did the royal family. Oh.
Here's why that was absolutely brilliant. The neutral jump there, because sweep activate is like one of the a great route for Pollinator to represent there, and it needs to do sweep activate to lead into some offense to close it out. So going for the neutral jump for the punish instead and closing out the round, and we are at 2-2, and it's looking like what I said. Sabo needed those 2 games to figure out what type of defensive energy Pollinator was bringing.
And it's just like you mentioned, Brad, right there. You see it, that he needed it to create that comeback, to change the conversation, had to get that confirmation from that low sweep into the V-trigger, even if it does get blocked. That's what happens when you analyze what the opponent's medicine is. You just throw the whole cabinet right at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's the at the highest level, this game is such a game of inches, and that is easy space for you to pick up where you can look at it's almost like you need to start at the end and evaluate what is their best way forward. And a lot of the time, their best way forward is the way that they're going to approach these particular situations. If it looks like in order to beat you, they need to bring out the Twitter tech video of this is how you two-touch someone with full beat meter and VT, then that's what you need to watch for them to start.
Yes, absolutely, and it's a great conversation here. We're going to take it 2-2, see what adaptations is made. It looks like Pollinator is putting away that that hideous color scheme. I think it's I've never. And likewise, rocking the Indigo Child Roots matching it here. I've never liked those colors. Ooh, that so strong. Checking the gas. Home.
Ooh, even hitting back into the poison, being aggressive, a little more aggressive in general, but also in a slightly different way. We didn't really see a whole lot of fireball offense represented from Pollinator previously. So ready. Yes, Sabo is ready to check after backdash versus regular throw every time so far.
But the counter hit, Sobot kick into the Brimstone. Oh, for the first time ever, Sabo taking the lead in this set with match point ahead.
Could it be? Does Pollinator's winner side dream end here on the reverse 3-0? What does he need to do differently here?
How many Brimstones does he have in that bucket, brother? We'll soon find out. Yeah, he's gonna take the poison just like that, chilling. It's all right. I already got the Moderna, the Pfizer, and the Johnson & Johnson all up in there. I am done. I am more than immune. I'm invincible.
Man's tripled up. No wonder the rest of us can't get the vaccine yet.
Throwing down the Crouch Fierce from full screen. The confidence to do Crouch Fierce like it's a Champion Edition Psycho Clutcher. Sabo, and he's cutting a promo. Got those main event mic skills. Talking to Mean Gene Okerlund there. You know something, Gino? I've had it with these fongs out here. Always getting skipped over in the section of the patch notes. No, I miss Mean Gene. Oh, does it? Oh, Toha into the cancellation belt. What does he have? Oh, he's gonna spread them wings.
This is still, okay, finds the anti-air, but even then, okay, managing to, through the air reset, finding the meaty to close it out, and we are at true match point for both players, but Sabo fully loaded, if you look to the bottom left corner, so any hit could lead to really dangerous damage here. Even that dash forward low short could have been it, but there's the corpse hop into some plus frames. Fire Fist Sabo does bite in the plus frames, but Pollinator 4 stitches back off.
That was a disgusting side switch. Pollinator needs to master the neutral here. While Sabo has a full meter, full resources, Sabo cuts the promo there so it can go a little bit bigger when the Brimstone happens. Counter hit Stand Fierce into the confirm. Nadesco, what's going on here? Oh, with the V reversal, wow.
Yeah, I like that V reversal. You really need to keep this in your favor. You can't give Sabo the opportunity to start anything. I think even here you can kind of afford to back off as long as you trust your anti-airs, or you can punish the EX Peach Sabo trying to swing for the fences. You must have told him once, but that was a conversation you learned nothing from. Getting punished on the minus frames, and Pollinator swinging it out at the last second 3-2, just shy of the reverse 3-0.
Yeah, just sticking out that sleeve, slapping it away. That fruit ain't ripe. You're going to have to go send that over state lines. Down there in what is the losers bracket. And we are definitely going to see more of them in this top 8 action. Good win there. Yeah, good win there by Pollinator.
Yeah, so Pollinator gets to move on to the winners finals opposite Space Boy, who we had seen previously, and dropping in the loser side. As you know by now in the Casa, we do the first round of loser side top 8 on stream. So Shocks took it over Crouch Fierce 3-2, which means Shocks move on to play Chun Nation in what will be our next match. And Metro PC, or Metro M, I should say, took it over Zis Nuts 3-0, it appears, which means Metro moves on to play Sabo. And that those are the both matches to get into the loser semis, up into the top 4. So we are winding down for the evening, which means there's only so much time left for y'all to show some love to the Matcherino. If you were gonna show love to the Matcherino, the code is Casa SFE 47. Please, it does not take much time, and it puts a free 50 cents into the pool for the players who are out here putting on these performances for you.
Yes, indeed. Show some love. And likewise, I mean, because we got you a good winners final here between Space Boy that we just saw and how Space Boy, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the Tatsus come into play, especially some of those buffs that the Tatsus got, because you could go not only just coast to coast with that, but a counter hit like Tatsu could also link into a stand jab or a stand short. So that is some of the tools of the trade here, but we're going to see Chun Nation in action going against Sifu, rocking that Alex. Alex benefits from a lot of buffs here, able to command grab through some frame traps. Those are some nice changes. But, I mean, since not just season 1 of this game, I'm talking like maybe every, third strike included. Like, this is not a matchup that Alex was built to thrive in.
Yeah, but I mean, if there was ever a time in 5 for Alex to, kind of come into it equipped, I feel like Alex is probably the strongest he's been in 5 right now. Didn't he, I need to double check. I think, isn't he like the third highest grappler on the Topanga tier list that came out today?
Oh, I don't know anything about that Topanga sauce. You never know, man, because, I mean, in Season 2, they had Laura bottom 3.
That's true.
They had Laura bottom 3 in the game in Season 2. So, I mean, to me...
Oh, no, I definitely lied. He's still at the bottom. I lied. Never mind.
Tier list is just talking points to me, baby. Okay, and Chun Nation getting that corner pressure there. Now, Chun Nation using that Hazanchu. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, I know that there were a few Chun-Li players who actually were using Hazanchu during Season 5 when it first came out, and we were all saying it sucked and was incomplete. Even like the capsule. I mean, like, but the move just got no love. But there were some people that were using it before the buffs, and I mean, I was asking what they're doing with their lives, but we could see it pay off here. I just don't understand why you use it in this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just we'll have to see, right? It's a data acquisition time.
Right, if you combo it, but the thing is, you don't get that much reward from V skill 1. Like, in comparison, like, V skill 1 is not like a godlike V skill. It's not something that, like, is, like, integrated into the DNA of Chun-Li's success. I mean, you got the walk speed, you got godlike neutrals, you got that godlike medium set, and you got the SPK and Smokey off that. Oh, there we go. Great neutral jump there. And that does some pretty good damage there meterlessly as well. And they definitely made it easy to combo and confirm the low tiers into that Hazanchu. Take care of business. But there was a big damage to that Sunset Flip Power Bomb.
Full forward, no follow-up there from Sifu. Or from Shocks, I should say. Has the life lead now to try to close out this round. And finding the counter jab on Wake Up to clean it out. Just forcing Chun Nation to keep themselves a little bit more honest. And Shocks taking that first game.
Yeah, definitely pressing buttons in the face of a V-Trigger 1. And V-Trigger 1, I think it really shows its worth in its matchup because it's a very good it has good properties against grapplers. So one thing that it's usually the ideal, not per se ideal, but it's usually my preferred go-to in the matchup against Zangief and Abigail, because they have a lot of those like armored reversals that can punch through it. But oh, there we go, stand shimmy into the low fierce, a Zanshu, SBK. That damage is pretty good. Brad, do you know anything about any updates he got to the Alex got to the overchain rather?
I can tell you right now because I do have the patch notes open on the side on overcharge. That's V skill, yeah?
Yep. Oh, it looked like Chun Nation was going for a OTG pressure there.
I don't see anything. But
Yeah,
maybe I'm just a poor reader. Mans is a poor reader on Chun Nation too. Read that there would be some aggression on their wake up. Went for EXSBK. Read wrong. Shock's closing out the round accordingly.
Gotta be aware of that parry, even though it does have weaknesses. Like if he doesn't go for the guard break and you block it, it's pretty minus as hell. You can get a good old crouch fierce punish.
One thing that Chun Nation is really struggling with right now is Shock's going for the body slam out of the air, and representing that to change the air trajectory is really making it difficult for Chun Nation to anti-air effectively.
Yeah, we all know what the top tier privilege is in Street Fighter V, being able to alter your jump. I think anybody who could alter their jump in this game is by default never bottom tier.
I don't know, that might be a conversation to take up with Topanga. But I'm inclined to agree with you. There are certain tools that when you evaluate them within a system are kind of...
Risk and reward, baby.
It's just, well, I mean, even just to take it to the element of like, the reward you get for landing an anti-air is so small in this game, and has always been the case. Outside of certain fringe situations or, you know, like having VT activated on certain characters or what have you. But by and large, the anti-air landing is not what gives you the reward. It is that hopefully you get a flip tech situation wherein you have plus frames and can start playing your game. But if you can pile onto the mental stack such that it is more difficult to land that anti-air, the reward for getting a jump in is disproportionately high and has always been in 5. So having a tool to alter your jump trajectory, to your point, just makes it that much more likely that you're going to find that jump in to swing it your way. And Chun Nation obviously not feeling this matchup because we're back with the Lucia.
It's the Tina Armstrong looking Lucia too. Definitely that outfit is it's inspired by other things.
It is, you know, I've never put that together, but yeah, this is absolutely a Tina Armstrong looking outfit, but she does not have a Tina Armstrong looking kit rather.
That was my main in my DOA days. But she
really?
Jeans with that outfit. Good mobile grappler. Solid. Oh, and the crouching fierce turned into one of the best anti-air normals in the game. Lariat, though, taking him to town. So close to the stun. What's the mix up? Going to take a patient approach there. Chun Nation has to activate here, or else going to be staring down the barrel of a 3-0 with a character change. It's not a good place to be. You're going to have to reach in there and find something deep within that well of warrior confidence.
Yeah, I wonder what the justification is for this character change. Could it be just that you're hoping that the knowledge check combined with trying to cheat some turns out of run pressure is going to stall Shox? Because right now it looks like Shox has pretty comparative control of the ground game. Okay, opening up some stuff here is Chun Nation.
Shox mixed a huge punish for these Hurricane kicks there. Didn't let Chun Nation land, so airborne, Chun Nation did another EXL. You love to see it. And that one hit. Even if you have the life lead, that gets in your head.
Oh my god.
Yep, it was just a matter of time for that overhead to come out in the middle of a block string. Always out there, just throwing the blows to do that thing.
Yeah, I was waiting for Shox to try to bust out, but not quite seeing it. Getting the hit confirm off of that fireball, as Shox was just shy of finding some purchase there.
Yeah, and Shox is getting big damage in the beginning of the last round with the match point situation. And let's see if Chun Nation can show some signs of life here with this character change. Get the stand strong into the fire or the running mix-up. There's a counter hit. Hurricane season coming early. Looking like that was just some Gale Force. Tropical pressure there on the side. Oh, the Shox. Confirm here. He's got a whole bunch of meters. No doubt. Yeah, but he's going to go for the reset here.
Plus frames.
Get that suit.
Oh, run stop. Caught him guessing. And it's exactly what I said. Caught him guessing. Blowing him up with the run stop situation. Catching Shox a little bit asleep at the wheel and generating the opportunity for himself. Instead of trying to cheat in and deal with the buttons that Alex is bringing to the table. Instead, just drastically and rapidly altering the spacing on the screen. First game on the board now for Chun Nation.
You're not seeing a lot of fireballs coming out of Chum Nation here. I'm going a lot for run mix-ups and able to get those confirms. Good usage of low medium. Yeah, Lucia's got some bad buttons in. Especially with that low medium kick. Really stopping him. And what a rewarding anti-air. We love seeing rewarding anti-air in Street Fighter.
They're few and far between.
Sometimes they belong to bad characters, of course. I mean, you jump in on Gil, he'll end up.
A lot of patience here from Shox.
Yeah, and having that hitbox right at the back, so even if you come near to the fly zone, still a no-fly zone. Liking Shox's defense here against like the Oki with the fireballs there. Man, definitely flame temper. Oh, but just hit the wrong button there. Oh, it goes the wrong way. Let's see what he gets from the activation, Brad.
Ooh!
Wow. It's risky. You know how to circumvent it. Get yourself a good punish there. And Chun Nation can get one round away from tying it up with a tap here. Let's see if he can get those chancletas. Just catch the right spot.
Finding it. Yeah, these check jabs have been pretty good so far, blowing up. I mean, a lot of what Shox needs to do to open up this ground game is go for these sort of slower normals to try to open up the mix-ups after the fact. So we're seeing Chun Nation representing these faster tools, these faster crouching tools specifically to stall it. There it is again.
Hell yeah, virtual fighter style. That's what the low jab was all about, making your opponent stop and respect you. Yep, gets that activation on block. Once you get a run mix up there. Oh, but Shox gets another activation on block. And I got a command grab.
But the amount of patience. Oh, wow.
He could have got something off that, right? That could have led to a grab, maybe?
I think so.
A hit grab. Oh, why'd you low parry? Why did you low parry, Shox? Oh, man, in the opposite direction than where it was coming. And we are tied 2-2. Chun Nation Cowboys even it up, breathing new life into this best of 3 set. Oh,
I feel like both of those rounds could have gone Shox's way. And I don't quite know if it's Chun Nation operating really well in the clutch and really representing some of their tools really well, or if it's Shox just kind of fumbling, but there's something that's not quite going Shox's way. And I feel like we really need to see that adjustment here before we're able to move forward, or your tournament life is going to end here.
Yeah, here we are in the loser semis of a pretty stacked bracket. Some of the East Coast's finest talent on display here like we do every Friday. Oh, what a confirm into that EX chop there. Almost got the kill though. Shox leaves a little bit of life at the table. Let's see what Chun Nation can do. 1 pixel away from being into a max point situation. Can Shox take it? Round 2 will advance further into the loop.
I feel like a lot of these jabs that Shox is using specifically to open take offense are hitting counter hit because Chun Nation is representing crouch jabs so frequently. I wonder if what Shox needs to do is close up his frame trap offense, go to throw less, and do exactly what we saw there. Really poke with like crouch strong and stuff like that, and just force Chun Nation to slow down.
Indeed, great use of the buttons there, getting a very significant light lead here. Oh, but gonna get the stop into the corner carry there. Low fierce into activation. Wide usage of that V reversal.
Oh, going for the parry, but the EXDP represented from Chun Nation. EX run into the throw, wants to bring this to the true last game again. Thought the one we saw on the winner side was so fun, wants to repeat it down here.
Oh, what a V-shift, and catches the low chancletas, toe tapping our way to the true final round. Who's gonna take it?
That is a question that only our players can answer. All we can do is watch and wait for the solution to be had. A delayed fireball activation there, finding a nice anti-air there is Shocks. And now we see this offense opening up.
And there's that command grab and gets that highly rewarding diving chop, but nothing there. Chun Nation able to escape. Oh, missed it confirmed, but gets it full screen with the EX kicks, but again, we're dropping a lot of things out here. Oh, and that might be the G's to the G's activation, and Shocks takes it with the low fierce. What a scramble that was.
Alex wins.
That was, but I'm glad, I mean, this is gonna sound biased. I'm glad that Shocks took it, and let me tell you why. When Shocks backed off in the corner there just before stun, walked back specifically to go for the anti-air on the jump out, but unfortunately between the interaction of the spacing and Lucia's jump arc and the choice of anti-air, it didn't go his way. That's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I had the right read except for this one particular situation. And every player has had that moment where you're like, you did exactly what I knew you were gonna do, and I just barely didn't have the right answer, and it always feels bad.
Yeah, an absolutely stunning comeback attempt there by Chun Nation to try to turn the tide. Originally down 2-0 with a round to go for the tournament life, able to extend it and make it quite an interesting set, which will feed us into the hype of our next match, Metro M versus Saba.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a good one. We've seen Metro M on and off at the Casa brackets a whole bunch. Obviously, a player everyone's going to be familiar with, a really strong claw. And then we had just seen Sabo there in the winner's side, dropping down in the Mika versus Fong matchup. So assuming that there's no surprises or that I'm not, just don't know things, Mika versus Claw will make for a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, indeed, and Claw is usually a matchup that a lot of people hate. Like, a lot of grapplers really hate, even if it's an even matchup. Still, they find ways to get in their head, and the way Metro M plays, the comeback stylings of him, like, usually sometimes he never has the lead in the set until he gets the kill, and usually it's whatever mix-up he can just, he does there out of nowhere. Makes it so that you're seeing a whole bunch of other things besides what he's actually going to bring you. And that definitely adds to the fun factor of the match.
And there's definitely something, I feel like, between Casa and Salt Mine and all these other things. The second you get to the 3 out of 5s, something clicks in the head of Claw players where they're like, oh, I have another game to figure out how the neutral is going to work against you. Cool. And it's like, it's just the fact that there's another game on the table, that much more time to figure out exactly what they need to be doing in order to handle you as a player, not even just the character matchup, but the player matchup. And it's something that is absolutely a factor in some of these 3 out of 5s. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you're crazy enough to be playing a character like Claw in Street Fighter V and getting deep in brackets in 2 out of 3s, I don't want to know what it's like when you take the weighted clothing off and suddenly have another game to work with. Because I think you're a crazy person for playing this character anyway. Like, I don't know how you're not gray. I would be gray if I tried to play Claw in this game. Or like Sim, or maybe Manat is not a good example because she was cooking people for a hot minute. But there are certain of these neutral focused characters that can so easily have the game swing out of their favor that I have an utmost respect for the people who have stuck it with these characters for so long. And there is no great surprise. Claw and Mika.
And you can't argue with results, Brad. Metro, time after time, week after week, collecting mental rent. I don't care about the V-shifts. I don't need to read those patch notes. I'm still flirting with the perfect here. Let's see what can come up. Oh, almost had it with the shimmy there. Instead, Nadesco's going to try to turn the tide there. Oh, but the V-shift, one of the worst anti-airs ever.
Yeah, that is absolutely not what the tool is for, unfortunately. Okay, was ready again. That's 2 for 2, and it really only takes apparently 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of Metro M's life bar? It's looking like 3, and by licks, I mean correct guesses. So what is the last one gonna be? It's not gonna matter. You got slid on, and Sabo going down on the first round.
Yeah, closing out that, starting it with the Azuna drop, so you better watch out where I got that. When I got my claw checked, oh, but what a punish. Yeah, the EX Peaches against the Buster Claw. Definitely is a very tight window to throw that one in. But still, not afraid to throw out that Buster Claw. I respect that.
All right, slowly walking down, and we see the representation of these normals right now really just trying to ensure that this wall stays up and dissuade Sabo from doing something like exactly like that, like charging the drop kicks to get in. And now you have to deal with this corner offense. This is literally all it takes. The last time this happened, Metro M had full health. You're done.
Yeah, Lady Mika able to get into the powerbomb mix-up, throws him down there. Solid stuff there from Sabo. Good patience. Oh, and checking that forward dash, that's wise. You don't want him to get those dash throw mix-ups in your face there, but whoa, what a neutral jump, but counters with the EX wingless airplane. Sabo had a flight ticket there in the back of his pocket. I'm flying standby and just was able to catch his seat. And another pinpoint punish.
This is not where you want to be. I mean, the way that you want this matchup to go is you need to be in the driver's seat until you aren't. And I mean, that's a silly phrase to say, but the point being is that you're not going to be able to dish out the sustained damage that Mika is as Claw. So being on the back foot like this just feels awful. And look at this. Sabo has all of these tools to get back. There's another V reversal or a V shift on deck. Going for the Barcelona, but I mean, trying to bait something that you're not quite getting. 45 seconds left on the clock. You don't even have V trigger as Metro M. This is super hard to make this comeback.
Yeah, for Claw players, this is a very dire situation. You got to have the neutral of neutrals to be able to really make something out of this conversation. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see what Metro can pull out there, but the Sobat game is just too strong. Too strong for Sabo there.
Yeah. First game there going to Sabo. And I will say thanks all of you. I do see in the chat that it looks like we have broken $100 on the Matcherino. Thanks so much. If there are still codes, you can still use them. That does not mean that I'm not excited about breaking 100 because I absolutely am and y'all are fantastic. It just means that if there's still codes, we can do more. We can build it better, stronger. Other things from that TV show that I'm not old enough to properly reference, but getting cooked in the corner here, chasing down the V reversal, no, swinging through the situation there as Metro M trying to build a little bit of room for themselves.
That's right, Brad, and we can both agree that just having more McChickens to give to these players is just all the more better.
Have you tried the new chicken sandwich that's supposed to be really good, incidentally?
The McDonald's one?
Yeah.
I
guess they have a new one that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, everyone, you know, I'm still loyal to the Popeyes spicy.
Yes.
It still gets the job done.
We can discuss chicken in between. Right now, it's a game of chicken in the neutral, and Fire Fist Sabo is biting in the wrong situation. There was some sinew in that chicken tender. That's not what you wanted. It was some bad meat. First round of the second game on the board for Metro M.
Yeah, that counter hit stand roundhouse, able to turn the tide. Quite a rewarding button. But, you know, it takes a lot of conditioning to go out there and get that guillotine running. And Metro M clawing and scratching his way through the furniture here of the loser's bracket, but gets Brimstone back into the corner. Sent back to watch your side off of that splash. Now we got that Irish whip. Another powerbomb there. Metro's going to keep taking the throws, and Sabo, wingless airplane again. The boy got frequent flyer miles and extra masks, buying himself extra seats, keeping some of that space, but still able to stay on the road, just keep it packed.
All right.
What's Metro
Trying
going
to
to
be
do? Metro.
Ooh! Okay, Metro M, I see you. I see you a second time. Thought it was so good, brought it out for the encore. Cleaning out the second game does Metro M with the tricky stuff. Found the opportunity. A lot of that there was representing... There was a little bit of a comeback to be made, representing the longer range clawless pokes straight into dashes to keep Sabo on the back foot and a little bit antsier to challenge, opened up that offense for him.
Man, he doubled up on the command grab, and especially that kind of scumbag play of doing a regular command grab after you hit the EX one. Like, I don't even need the advantages. Ugh. That'll definitely send a message out there as Metro on his way to make one of those patented comebacks. But we saw Saba getting there, pulling out the mic to say download complete right there. You're seeing it. Got one of those connections. We're talking gig speed. Oh no. And again, so much mileage off of those command grabs. Tried to chase the backdash there with the stand roundhouse.
I mean, this is still super tough. Not to harp the point home too much. Mans hit him with the unblockable. I don't care about your V-shift. It's active enough. And I just was about to say how hard this is. We need one more touch. Neutral jump, V-reversal through. Does Sabo has to do it, but bets on the EX Peach and does not get it. James and the regular-sized Peach. That book did not sell.
It didn't? I read it. I saw
The
the
regular-sized Peach?
I saw the movie. It was okay. The claymation, just 90s claymation, it's kind of weird. But
There's a little bit of nightmare fuel to it.
yeah, there is, you know, and some cringe too as well. But I don't know. I mean, the book was fun. You know, it was like I used to read that with the Indian in the cupboard. Likewise, can Metro find his way out of the corner? Sabo traveling a longer distance than the Oregon Trail, fording that river there. Extra sets of clothes, nothing on those wingless airplanes. That's like you shot more than 100 pounds of meat, man, and you're just wasting some animal. You can only bring back so much into your wagon.
Ooh, okay, but Sabo rolled banker in the beginning for that extra payroll and cashed out with the command grab to clean out the round.
Yeah, and that one we saw the King Sabo with the swing, able to take care of business here. Let's see what these next 99 seconds are gonna decide here. See what reads both players have. You're seeing some whiff punishes on the pokes. That's some courageous stuff there. Is it a recipe for disaster or a recipe for the master? We don't know. Got the plus frames charging up that drop kick. Let's see again. Well, goes for the same mix-up. Okay, coach. We run the same plays out here.
Yeah, Sabo obviously feels like there's something at play here wherein he needs to represent these options. Maybe it's to frustrate Metro M. I don't know, but right now Metro M is sitting in the driver's seat. Gonna cash out with this CA here. I believe you're still gonna live. Yeah, scaling was a little bit high off the V-trigger combo, but finding the whiff punish, or I'm sorry, the wish punish, as we saw Sabo attempting to swing through, fishing for the counter hit, but no bites.
Yeah, that was a
Two
wish
games.
punish. And not a wish.com off that low strong there.
All right, 2 games to 1 here on the side of Metro M.
Round one.
I'm having fun here. How about yourself?
I'm having a grand old time.
Have you ever ordered anything from wish.com?
I cannot say that I have.
I mean, unless it's like those 50-cent lights that like you decorate your room with, and like you want to impress the ladies. That's cool. But, yeah. Don't order electronics from there. Or Street Fighter 5.
All right, finding that anti-air there, and now this is looking like a much better round, or a much better position for Metro M to be in.
Yep, none of that Nadesco business. Not dealing with that. Metro M showing very good control of that neutral here. They're staring each other down. Who wants to bring the dropkick? Who wants to bring the slide? Who wants to bring the Buster Claw? The Aurora's Edge. More of that. Oh, got the sweep out there, but Sabo didn't reach far enough into the broom closet there. Metro M breathing on a new lease of life, because that could have been a nice punch, especially with all of that meter. Could have really taken him to town. That would have been enough for a nice brunch there with Nadesco. Oh, how does that throw not kill? The body splash, though, into the power bomb. Not enough, though. So much meter, so much wasted potential, and the low jab. Metro M Virtual Fighters his way through it, countering that pressure with a whimper. Oh, man. It's like these powder kegs ready for a big explosion, and it's the AEW pay-per-view.
My God, big cash out. Metro M is on set point and sitting on a massive life lead. Oh my god, even baited the V gauge out of Sabo as Sabo went for the V shift, which unfortunately means that there's a little bit of time left before Nadeshko is on the table. Finding the V skill back. Okay, Nadeshko on the table now, so there's certain activation routes that Metro can actively play around here.
Crouching Fierce. Watch for that Crouching Fierce. Oh no, he goes for the EX Peach. Crouching Fierce to activation. Looking for it. Fishing for it twice. Thrice. 3 strikes, you're out. I told you.
Yeah. Thrice, not a bad band, but not a great decision in this particular moment. Unfortunately, Sabo out at 5th, but that was, I mean, Metro M, it's the 3 out of 5, right? What did I say? That extra game, look at the difference of Metro M in that last game there versus the ones before it. There was just a knowledge and like, okay, I know how this ground game is going now. There was a readiness to it that you see from these claw players, from these absolute madmen that are playing these characters, these mad lads, bringing this character to the table in here, year 6 of Street Fighter 5. And
yeah,
I'm there for it. I'm there for it. Give these claw players that extra game and watch them go off. So moving on, the loser semis will now then be Shocks and Metro M. So Claw versus Alex, and then as we have Space Boy in the lobby now, it is Space Boy and Pollinator sitting there in the winners finals. Sakura versus Fong, presumably.
Presumably, yeah. I mean, if Zeku's on the table, it's a good matchup for Zeku.
I don't know. Like I've said a couple of times, while Pollinator is from our region, he wasn't around. I mean, when locals were a thing, I only saw him very infrequently. And I'm not super active on NetPlay or anything. So I don't know if the Zeku is represented. Maybe it's a new thing that's being explored in the capacity that I am familiar with this person. It's been Fong the whole time. So we're going to have to see. Yeah, it's still the Fong, even with that EX9, the weird cursed Frank Miller colors.
I hate it. They included this color in Super Street Fighter 4, I think. I've got an Ultra Street Fighter 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I just,
Yeah, I'm not about it myself. I completely agree with you. Finding the air-to-air straight out the gate is Space Boy already bringing to the table. Nah, you're not going to get away with any of that cheeky air stuff on me.
Yeah, that jumping strong, and they definitely improved Sakura's juggle potential there. Oh, the V-shift break happening. Tried to catch him on the jump up. Expect to see Space Boy making more of them good reads, though. Still working his face. Activating the V-trigger 1. Yeah, takes the trade, overcomes that. Pollinator, good patience there, blocking the Hoga shot, which is a +6 move. V-trigger's expired, so Space Boy gonna have to charge it to the game. Tried to bait that dash with the neutral jump. You know, I like the idea there. Doesn't test the waters to follow up the EX Zanku Hadouken, but that step back low forward, dropping it like it's hot with that confirm into from the medium kick. I love that confirm, by the way. You buffer the motion before you hit the medium kick, and then you just like, whoop. It all takes is a button to get that confirm.
All right, in the driver's seat again, the fantastic strength of that standing short from Sakura being represented by Space Boy, forcing Pollinator to have to find a different way out of the corner.
What a chase! Yanked that man out the sky! Gets the neutral jump. Oh, he was so close to confirming the super. But it's all good because of that counter hit low strong. Brad, that's a flex. You gotta take it to the 1-0.
That was super dominant from Space Boy, and I feel like what Space Boy is bringing here is a lot of the things that are some of my favorite things about watching him play, is the strength of the buffers off that stand short and the spacing at which Space Boy feels very comfortable using it. And you can already see there's a comfort in standing just outside of these ranges where Pollinator needs to, you know, make these decisions to try to get in and out, right? Like, Pollinator has this very in and out sort of hit and run style game plan between like the coward crouch kick and having to use the command dash to navigate the screen. And Space Boy's utilization of the standing short is great at
Yeah.
blowing that up right now.
And you can see him using the stand strong to trap that dash into a full confirm into the Shohoken. That is like, just as you point out, one thing Space Boy specializes, he's collecting the first, last, and the security deposit of the of Mental Rent. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, gets that confirm off the throw escape out there. You can see him doing those buffers, able to really easily confirm in a light Shohoken. Look how you can master that situation. Those -2 situations where when the opponent hits a button, you got him and you can confirm him there. And what an activation! Gonna snipe him out the skies. You'll never see a dog from Duck Hunt laughing at that. That is 3 ducks in one hand with a Hadouken like that.
Yo, you know that Space Boy knows how to fix those light guns and make sure that they're working. Mans has a CRT hooked up specifically for that situation. I don't even know how that jump in just worked. I'm actually waiting for the Twitch replay so that I can witness what the hell just happened because it cooked my whole brain.
Yeah, we're doing 3 ducks only. We're not doing any of the clay frisbees, none of that stuff, none of that jazz. Not 1 duck, 3 ducks.
Right, spending the V reversal there is Pollinator. You see, Space Boy represents the air fireball so frequently. He knows that when he's playing this ground game that he needs to be bringing it out to blow up some of these air approaches and, you know, put that additional layer on the fireball game for people to be worried about.
Yeah, and he also knows when to charge, when to use the EX, when he needs those fireballs a little thicker. Let's see what he goes with the VT1 here. Activation here by Pollinator. Oh, good trade. Not getting anything out of the Hoga Show. What a anti-air and shimmy. Pollinator getting paid.
Final round. Fight.
All right, 1 round apiece. Going for kind of an aggressive opening there in the situation. Now stuck in the corner. Now you have to deal with this offense.
EX Jazz again trying to fly. Switch the buttons though, so denied on that jumping strong. No stairway to heaven for you. What a side switch though. Did that favor Space Boy? I guess it did. I mean, let's not assume here, but I'm just saying.
I don't know what it is, but how effectively Space Boy operated in the pocket earlier to deal with Pollinator's jump attempts, it's not there right now. Pollinator is finding these little windows to navigate around.
Yeah, and
Space Boy's still in the driver's seat. Oh, okay, finds it there.
He's just not getting any damage off of those hits. There's just no mileage happen. He's just slowly crawling away an inch, and Space Boy is just, I mean, Sakura's a heavy hitter. Sakura does some damage if you can get some counter hits into the mix. 2-0, 2-0. Space Boy 1 fight away from getting into the grand finals. And if you're a big Space Boy fan and looking to see Space Boy expand and add a little more to his savings, be sure to click that Match Arena link and go Casa SFV 47. Casa SFV 47. That's 47. See, like I said Casa 7 because that's how long ago was it Casa. So you know, still stuck in the past. You know, I'm still living with Hogan slamming Andre. I'm still
There you are. I mean, the old becomes new again. Like, the Edge is back, right? Like that's a wrestling reference that tracks, right?
Yeah, Edge is back, and so is Christian too. Good for him. Very happy for them both.
There we are. I know just enough. 2-0 Space Boy right now over Pollinator. We're gonna see, was there a change? Yep, it looks like the change to VT2. I think it was VT1 last round, yeah?
So he says if I'm going out, I'm going out, man. You know, I definitely appreciate the glow up there. Let's see if he can roll back some of those sleeves and get some that hard work. The man's trying to get cashed in. He's like, hey man, you know, I need to get this 1,400 in my hands now, son. We're gonna help you with a few hundred things. Ooh, what a confirm courageously being able to kiss under that toxic mistletoe there.
That was very greedy from Space Boy there, trying to charge that fireball. The greed again continues, but that time working out in a better pocket on the screen for it. There's the VT activation, not chasing down the back jump, content to let Pollinator put in the corner, but a little too aggressive. The DP gets blocked.
I mean, he's up 2-0, so you know you could get a little weird here. Definitely the risk reward factor is a little bit more relaxed. Space Boy taking the.
Oh,
Ooh,
that
would you
was
like to?
gross.
You know what I like to say that was? That was taking the stylish route. See, he took the stylish route. And now he's
Okay,
on match point as per the stylish route. He's just vibing, like driving in a Lincoln with the Doors playing. You ever seen that commercial?
I think so.
Yeah, they're not. No one likes to talk about the Doors doing a car commercial. Jim Morrison wasn't.
Oh my god, checking this forward movement there as Pollinator. That's been a big part of trying to open this all back up. Space Boy representing it. Ooh, okay.
Getting that
Landing,
neutral
blowing
jump
up.
again. Yeah, trapping the dash there. You know, thinking a few steps ahead like some fine prog rock. And Pollinator going to extend us. He needs a little more 90 seconds. You know, he needs another 99 seconds. Just to show off some of his fine management.
Right, there's that standing short buffer. We hadn't really gotten to see it represented a whole lot in the last game or two, but Pollinator running the offense right now and the poison ticking away in the background.
Yeah, we gotten those EX sleeves there just by the edge of the dresser. Gets that jump in, and that's going to be a stun and done and 2-1.
Wow.
What a comeback by Pollinator.
Yeah, it's like the defensive groove has been found of like, okay, these are the ranges where you're really comfortable playing. I need to move around them so that I can open up my own offense. And then that last round was like clinical. That is exactly what Pollinator needs to see. Fong has this sort of method of offense of cheating these extra turns with the coward crouches and blowing you up with these weirder frame traps and just kind of setting up these weird spacing traps for you to get caught in. And they all worked out for him that round.
How would you define he's being clinical with Fong? Is that something like side effects include lethargy, blurry vision, like those kind of things? Or?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of mild vomiting.
Oh, those are always fun.
You know, if you get consistent W's for more than 4 hours, you should consult your physician, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, I like to be the person who, when they explain those side effects, I'm directing the commercial. Here, show the people happier. Show the guy, you know, like, yeah. Oh, just like that, Space Boy again. Give me back to that match point there.
Wants to close it out.
Yeah, definitely. Wants to be able to get the cure here. Oh, okay, full screen out there confirming. Oh, that time it doesn't work for Space Boy. He went 3 for 3 with that one. You saw him win with that exchange there. And if I was Space Boy, I'd do it again.
Okay, we're seeing some regular DP there represented from Space Boy. It seems like there's an energy to Space Boy right now that I think needs to be harnessed and directed properly. There's the EX Fireball activate, finds the crush counter. This is going to be big damage. You have one more guess for game if you're Pollinator. What's it going to be? You see these delays.
Fireball, Hoga Show, Fireball, into Shooken, Hoga Show, and then hold my crown as you hold this L with the low forward after the +6 on block. Space Boy advances to the grand finals.
Space Boy was playing so well around the possibility of a V reversal there so that he could chase down and blow up Pollinator for doing it. It ended up working out for him as he found the gap to make it happen. Space Boy moves on to the grand finals winner's side. That is not the end of Pollinator, dropping down to the losers finals to play the winner of our next match, Shocks and Metro M in our losers semis. So if you've been following us,
Claw.
yeah, Alex versus Claw, gonna be another interesting one. I feel like when we saw Alex's previous match was against Chun Nation, represented the Chun, and then briefly the Lucia. Obviously not quite the same, but similar in the sense that it's a very ground game focused character that kind of wants to oppress you with a wall of really strong normals. So I'm going to be really curious to see how this ultimately looks. If you are watching us for the first time, we are Casa. We bring you Street Fighter V every week, as well as Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Guilty Gear Plus R, and as of this week, Street Fighter 4. Yes, you can watch Street Fighter 4 tournaments affiliated with the Casa now. You've made a couple of Street Fighter 4 references tonight yourself, Chris. Did you know we were running Street Fighter 4?
I
Old
did,
games
and
become new again.
I got to see some of it, and especially there were some players that I've locked horns with back in my Street Fighter 4 days in that top 8. So you definitely have some good talent that's on point there showing up. So yeah, not only is Street Fighter 4 represented, but you got some of the good stuff out there, like you got some of the good stuff out there. You got the talent, so we're going to see some FADC combos, maybe some red focuses into the mix. I mean, and definitely some of those option selects. Like, we're talking about that Akuma with the empty demon flip into the low
my
short.
God.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I've been hit with all this shit, man. I'm all about that, man.
People don't know what it was like to be playing 4, where it was like you get a hard knockdown, and then it's like, all right, cool. I have pick an option select. Everything is option selected. Everything is, and then plink select, like select plinking. There's some of the wild esoteric stuff in that. Let's see if this match is wild or esoteric, or is Metro M going to be able to keep a lid on this and keep this game slow and methodical versus Shocks. Losers semis.
I just made Rose, and people just complained about my backdash that you had since the beginning of the game. Even during the age of Vanilla Sagat, but no one said it was broken back then.
Okay. Shocks in the driver's seat, lets the V reversal happen. Just like that, you're out. But you're slowly inching out of the corner. Nah, Metro M tried to cheat forward. You shouldn't have tried to cheat forward. I have these buffers. You should have been ready.
Yeah, caught him. All he needed was just that one tap of the V trigger, and we are in Suplex City for Shocks, able to take it 1-0. And we see, usually this is where Metro is kind of kicking back. Got himself looking on the scene with the gangster lean. Not quite getting mean, but the Buster Claw, if you know what I mean. And then the counter hit low jab, just taking his spaces, Shocks. I see that. I think you're going to start seeing a big boot coming in here, though. Oh,
Okay,
air to air, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that trade is in Shocks' favor. At this point, all you really need to have happen is ensure that everything kind of goes your favor. This chip damage, though, eating away, and now Metro M back at the driver's seat. There's the boot to your point, but Metro M was ready with the whiff punish. Not getting much out of it, but right now all you need is a little.
Activation, because that's what it's all about. Catching them on that lariat. And, oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Caught him there with that ill-advised range.
Shock still sitting in this V trigger. Dash forward command grab. Mans was asleep at the wheel, and Metro M goes down for the first game.
Man, Heart of the Lion, you can see by the helmet that is on his head. I am going to make these King of the Jungle moves to get there at 1-0. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. Shocks taking care of business here. Can he find the strength to take out Metro M and go on and advance over what we see Polynator waiting out there to increase his toxic relationships that he has in his life?
But, I mean, like I said when we saw Metro M earlier, it's the same point. This is a 3 out of 5 set. That is plenty of time for Metro M to get a sense for how Shocks plays this ground game and to open that up for himself.
Yeah, using that Buster Claw because Alex is very annoyed by the pose. It makes Alex, uncomfortable. He starts talking in third person. Alex is getting angry!
You always need to be worried about a man wearing a lion hat talking about himself in the third person. What's it going to be? Do we see a reset? Yes, we do. V-shift out does Metro M.
Yeah, it's a Seinfeld character that writes itself.
Oh my god, it actually is. Yeah. Metro M playing pretty methodically right now. There's no reason to really overextend here. That trade kind of okay for Shocks, but Shocks has, okay, there's the boot and finding the overhead, working out. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Metro M closes out the round. Both players fully stocked here going into this next round. Wow, that was a hard read at round start there from Metro M, working out not in his favor.
Oh, we got that EX Azuna spreading them butter into the middle of the alternative grid. That's the name of this level, by the way. The alternative grid. I call it that. I mean, all it is they just changed up the lighting. I love it, though. It's a nice, change of pace.
I mean,
Thank you, Capcom.
I got sick of the white grid burning itself permanently onto my retinas anyway, so anything to make it look a little different. They finally hit us with the Twitter dark theme, and I'm about it. Speaking of about these shimmies, Metro M closing out the second game for himself with a perfectly executed shimmy to blow up Shox in the corner. Shox, that first game looked okay, but I feel like Metro M really was comfortably driving the pace of the second game, and unless Shox is able to bring some other kind of intensity to the table, this is going to prove difficult.
He was definitely Metro M doing work with that shot, with that walk speed. Got the finesse somewhere between Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak as well. Yeah, just my man here, just feeling smooth, silky. Looking like he's riding a horse in an Old Spice commercial. But Shox, again, gonna shake the ground out there.
Yeah, so now if you're Shox, I mean, you're out. But one of the things that maybe you need to be comfortable with is the fact that it's now Metro M's prerogative to open up the game. So you don't need to really take risks, because if you take these risks, you're going to eat the chip damage that make this comeback much easier for Metro M. Instead, you need to force Metro to take risks and punish him for it accordingly.
Yeah, let's see some of that activation there. I believe that wall jump goes on the same side, gets the stun, and that's a third consecutive round there from Metro.
Yeah, that left-right on the wake up there to open that up with the Barcelona was really gross. Great rounds for Metro M. And it was like Shox just kept kind of getting poked down. By the time Shox was positioned in the corner for Metro M to start that, Shox had lost like half of the life lead that he had.
Oh yeah, gonna get some of that armor there, but he misses. Nobody home. Metro's reaching for it. There's that Buster Claw again, paid off with the counter hit. Let's see what my man gonna do here. Gonna give him some of that slide. Oh, and dashes it up there. I'm gonna educate you on this. Brought to you by viewers like you.
That's tough. And for Metro M, that's a big bit of data to have available to you, right? Because now you know that Shox is being very respectful of your ground game. This is something we need to see more of from Shox. Vega's anti-airs aren't very great, and between the regular jump-in trajectory and the body splash, you have tools to open up an air approach. This ground game isn't working. Open up the air. Speaking of opened up, man's getting opened up with the shimmies again. Metro M winning his second game the same way he won his first, with the shimmy, and now 2-1 Metro M over Shox.
Yeah, he's just able to shake away some of those Alex buffs and keep working it, keep moving forward. Putting Claw on the scene here. A few scratches away here, and he's gonna see if he can take it into the losers finals. Or he's gonna have to sharpen it up. You got a Fong waiting for you in the next round stream, so those of you who are big Fong fans, me neither, looking forward to seeing him doing work in the losers final.
Every now and again as a commentator, a lesser represented character ends up on the screen and you're just kind of like, that's really awesome. I hope no one checks me on anything.
Just keep the top
oh no,
tier, man.
I opened the curtain too wide. Let's get back to the match. V-shift back. Shox trying to open up something, but Metro is being much more aggressive in his poking patterns now because we see the amount of respect that Shox is affording Metro.
Yeah, keeping him at bay with those low strongs, but Alex is a very good low strong game as well. That's pretty good. But once he got that claw, got the reach, and then he's gonna go fully activated. But what a V reversal through that, flipping backwards into the matrix like a true V shifting. That sunset flip not happening. Take him back in the corner. Empty jump. What? Are you kidding me? The lariat with eyes in the back of his head.
It's only unblockable if you tried to block, says Shocks. Parries it to clean out the round. Can you ride the momentum of that to carry forward?
Does he just have Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star like hiding in the back of his mane? And then when he jumped out from behind him, it was like that meme where the guy looks at the cornfield and sees his face. Omewa Shinderu. Like, seriously, he parried that and turned around and then gave him business. I mean, which is a very fun way to introduce yourself to people. I highly do recommend it in, you know, certain areas when you need to demand respect. Like the King of the Jungle here. Shocks can take it to 2-2, can tie it up if he can get in the right place. Am I right? Because he won the first fight, right?
Shocks? Yeah, Shocks is it's 2-1 Metro right now.
Yeah. And the boot to the activation. Gonna keep him guessing though, but gonna check the dash. No reservations here, sir. No tables open for you to eat. You're gonna have to pick it up, take it with you, wait outside.
The parry through the V break, and with cashing out the bar, that's gonna finish out the round in favor of Shocks, evening this up 2-2. Off of 2, both of those rounds were big V-trigger parries to bring it back. It's the eyes in the back of his head. He opened it up.
Yeah, I mean, just can't believe it because we saw Metro M get a lot of desperation mode out of using that new move. Well, it's technically new because they added it last season, where he does that that wall dive from his other games as well, and it's a welcome addition for Claw players because you just throw it out there. But Shocks with the counter hit. Did you just see that? Oh, that's gonna leave a stomach ache right there. That knocks the wind out of you. He just repeated doing the lariats, and he's gonna take that perfect. Shocks taking the golden path towards getting into the losers final. Can he secure it against Metro M? Metro M here dashing a tightrope with his life here.
I'm just gonna say to everyone on Shocks' Twitter who watches that hype thing in his compilation, hello. It was pretty sick in the moment too. Yep, already clipped in the chat. Set point for Shocks. Could take this over Metro M off of a couple of really clean sequences. Metro M sitting in the driver's seat now, but the wake up crouch jab working out in Shocks' favor.
Yeah, confirming off of those legs. EX wall dive. Oh, but an ill-advised jumping roundhouse. But Shocks able to escape it. But Metro stabs him right from the front courageously out there. Facing elimination. I'm just going to go and EX wall dive in here. Oh, but the lariat. The lariat, but he's got a lot of mileage. He's going to try to mix it up there. Oh, breaks yo V-shift out there. That dam is broken, but what?
Is it going to work? He did it! He did the reversal CA. Metro M counter poking through because he knows that the most obvious read in that situation is a throw reset for the stun, and off of the back of that energy presses the offense. Nah, says Shocks, cashes out to clean it up 3-2.
I mean, throwing out that super there, Brad, it's just the beautiful end topping that you put in a complete scramble lasagna that we saw. Missed and punished V shifts, V reversals all over the place, just everything you would expect from the thrilling conclusion of the Claw versus Alex slobber knocker there, slugfest that we just witnessed here in Casa, leading the way to our losers final. Don't go nowhere, Shocks.
Yo, real quick, just while we're in between matches, because we are going to be setting up for our losers finals, but I see you, that one guy, Eddie, with the 10 gift subs. Thank you so much for showing some love to Dom here and to Casa in general. Like I was saying earlier, if you are not familiar, at the Casa we run now 4 events every week between Street Fighters 5, 4, Grand Blue, and Guilty Gear Plus R. So please, if you do not already, follow Casa on Twitter and you will stay up to date for all of the going-ons. We got some big moves coming through this month. We got the house party on the 27th, which is going to be a Swiss Open bracket with 4 different streams for the 4 different groups. So if you want to see all of the action, there's plenty of places for you to watch it. That's going to be really fun.
Man, where else could you get action like that without the Fire Nation invading? You don't know.
I mean, hopefully not, because I feel like if I was going to be any bender, it would be probably a boring one.
I can see that, you know. I think the boring benders are the underrated.
You can bend any style. Which nation are you
What
bending
if you
from?
what if you could just bend boredom itself? Like just be able to just make other people bored. That would
But
be
when the
so
quarantine
cool.
nation needed the boredom bender the most, he vanished. Okay. Pollinator versus Shocks. Fung versus Alex in the losers finals. Casa, Street Fighter 5, 47.
Fight.
Going straight for the all warmed up right out the gate is Shocks. Obviously feels as though he has the space to do this in this matchup.
Yeah, he is throwing out those low fierces. He wants to send Pollinator up there to the Mufasas in the sky, letting the family know that he is here to take his place in the circle of life right now. And we're going to see these next 90 seconds. Upon 90 seconds, we'll decide, is Pollinator a predator or the antelope?
All I know is I get the impression that Shocks just can't wait to be king, and right now there's only 2 people standing in the way. It's the activation.
You know, it's kind
Some
of
plus
funny
frames.
because Fang kind of sounds like Zazu in a way.
Yeah, I guess I hear it. I guess. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so we're going to see if he's going to change that gamer tag to Shocks Simba, because I'm calling him that right there. There you go, coast to coast, a pair of lariats, powerbomb that Polly King. Let's see, big boots to the corner, got himself the hard hit there, and then the golden knee drop, dropping him down there to take it 1-0.
Alex wins.
That was a really strong sequence. Pollinator wasn't really able to get, anything started, right? That first round, straight out the gate, Shocks representing that V-skill charge. Obviously comfortable backing off and just doing it, not really threatened by anything that Pollinator brings to the table. And then that second round able to just step straight into the driver's seat. If you're Pollinator, I feel like you need to find some way to be more aggressive right out the gate. Like you need to make it very clear that you are capable of setting the pace of the matchup.
Yeah, and shout-outs to Shocks here, man. This Alex here using the superiorly, supremely buff stand strong. But my man here has been overcoming all these on-paper bad matchups for Alejandro here and is able to really take it to another level. Let's see how much further he can go the distance, or will he catch some of the dark, blood red sleeves? This color scheme is so unfair.
God, this pressure right now, so bad. Stun gone, but Shocks is in the position to make this happen anyway. Finding the EX command grab, next touch will do it. Dash in command grab. He's getting away with dash in command grab a whole lot against Pollinator.
Yeah, courageous, and he's going to be switching that lion head for a bull head the way this guy's seeing red. But you know that's a myth. Bulls actually don't care if you're wearing red. They just care if you're moving and if they scream. It's not, but you basically get the same point here, and this color scheme for Polly is so useless. See, we only really used this color scheme in Street Fighter 4 when we were in the volcano level. So that way we can kind of camouflage ourselves a little bit, so you didn't, when they didn't tell you which side you were crossing up from, it proved advantageous. But here in the training stage, it's just kind of, It just makes you want to drink some cranberry juice. Oh, I'm loving the parries there. Able to just skate on through like a cranberry juice TikTok. You know, I'm talking about that Stevie Nicks and the skateboarding. You know, because Shocks is about that life. And there we go with that sunset flip powerbomb. Go bounce, throwing them bows, catching that V reversal. You ain't going nowhere. Get them sleeves over here.
Is it a dash in command grab again? No, it is the elbow into the dash. Finally checking the dashes is Pollinator. Are you going to be able to kill? Stay same side, V reversal to blow it up. This is all chipping away, but all Shocks needs is one opportunity. And that'll do it.
Yeah, it confirms it with that super. This time the chops to the chest from the combo. And you know, what I like here is the color scheme here Shocks is doing here, because if he gets poisoned, it just turns him into a deeper shade of purple. So it's like you're pretty much, it's kind of like seeing that that music video of Barney with like the Tupac and the Outlaws rapping Hit 'Em Up over him. And right now, he's just like really coasting through this. Like, I don't even need to do the next verse now. He's going to let his homies just ride on this. Like, get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo. Yeah, that's my workout theme, just so you know.
There you go. That's not a bad one to be working out on. 2-0 right now on the side of Shax. Goes for the body slam out the air. Hits kind of high. Pollinator sitting in the driver's seat for maybe the first time so far this set, but Shax already feeling comfortable being the counter aggressor even.
My man jumped full screen and did the Falcon dive and caught a full punish, and he still got his swag going. Look at him. Smoothly stepping on in there. Caught him with the jump in. Oh, we see that low fierce into the activation. Got them Ric Flair chops to the chest. Lariat, extra meaty there. Talking about extra, like, you know, when you're paying, like, give me $5 of bacon on that Subway sandwich, because I am flipping out. I'm talking that stimulus is about to hit on Saturday morning, so you know I'm going extra large on Subway.
Shax read every backdash in the corner in that sequence too. The read that he has on Pollinator's defensive tendency here is really good. And it's the same read we saw Pollinator get blown up for in the winners finals too. The ability that his opponent has to blow up his tendency to backdash on wake up.
Again, caught him with the knees there. The stand strong, dashing up. Wow, escapes the command grab. Good awareness there by Pollinator.
Has to fly to get out of it. The stun is gone, finds the anti-air, but not quite a big deal here. Pollinator sitting pretty with full resources, but Shock sitting with the life lead and on set point. The wake up CA, but it's blocked. Now the only question is, does Shox have the answer? He doesn't.
He does not. You need to have a jump that can travel longer to go to town. Doesn't matter though, my man with the confident 3-0.
That was sweep looking clean. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful sweep. Shock's cleaning it out.
He feasted on poisoned meat with an iron stomach.
Welcome.
Just chewing him alive, but very impressive run there by Pollinator. Hopefully to see more of some excellent play from some of the great online Fongs that we have out there doing business. So, and you know, I'm sure they're proud of him on the streets of New England. Maybe sipping some of that purple, no, not sipping, simmering some of that purple clam chowder. And that's going to bring us over to the Randasta finals. We're talking about? Is this the grand finals here?
Yeah, it's the grand finals. I'm sorry, I have to recover from purple clam chowder simmering. I wasn't ready for that type of stuff. Okay. Yeah, so Space Boy versus Shox. Grand finals, Space Boy coming in from the winner's side. Pardon me while I check to see who sent Shox to losers. It was Saba who sent Shox to losers. So yeah, these two players have not played yet tonight.
I'll tell you what though, whatever that chowder is, definitely tastes better than the main clam chowder. You know, the clam chowder from Maine, well, that's red and gross and just wrong.
That's just true.
Yeah, it's just, don't do that, you know? It's basically like a bad character in 7 seasons of a fighting game that they just gave up on nerfing or buffing whatsoever, just not even in the patch notes, you know? It's kind of like the YouTube comments in response to 11, like, oh, it's just random mode. But I think 11's cool. I like 11, and I look forward to 11-only tournaments. Coming soon to a Team Chris stream near you.
There we are, Space Boy trying to be the aggressor here. Shock stuck in the corner, but just like that, the sides are swapped, both position and health.
Yeah, that low strong has always been good. It has always been a baller button since your boy was Season 1 DLC. Let's see what Miles Space Boy get out of this. Space Boy rocking the skill 2 into the trig 2. And oh, what a catch on the juggle, that golden knee.
Right, Space Boy trying to make something happen here, finding these tick throws.
Yeah, definitely
Shox
taking the throws.
Okay. Using the view reversal, I would have anticipated maybe like an attempted sweep activate from Shox, and then you have the ability to bring out the parry, but I guess using the view reversal to keep the game stabilized instead, unfortunately doesn't work out in the first round, going to Space Boy.
Yeah, Space Boy really putting in some work to win that round there. I think Shox is a little weary of being Tatsu Town by the godlike confirms that we all know Space Boy does very well. And he's been doing this stuff since like seasons 2 and 3. When like, no, Sakura wasn't in season 2, season 3, when Sakura first came into the game. And there we go. Oh no, but nobody home. The Hurricane missed the coast. Oh no, nobody within the cone of concern there, but still got half the trigger. Whiffing some of them buttons though. Not scared.
Right. Finding the anti-air, but that trade is actually kind of in Shox' favor here. There's the sweep straight into it. Finds the jump back to Space Boy into max damage in the corner here.
Didn't even need it to connect. Just walks forward with that low medium kick. Caught him on the wake up. Will you accept these charges? Yes. My boy don't need the V trigger to finish it. He can just call collect and pick up the rest. 1-0 Space Boy.
Walked all the way in for the throw mix. Didn't even walk back for the shimmy. Just stayed in the face. My low forward is going to hit fast enough. First game.
Yeah, and what you're seeing here, the only people who've managed to cause problems for Shox has been some of that walk speed, notably Metro M, rocking it out with that claw, and Space Boy putting in that work. Oh, could have had a combo that could have got the stun. Would have put Shox seeing some stars, maybe some Reapers, I don't know, breaking some omelets, who knows, but instead, Shox taking the life lead there, and the German for the stun. Got him seeing some chickies. Or as we call them, Wall Street bets, tendies.
No reset. Instead, we see having to go forward and try to make this honest, finish the job. Space Boy spends that bar to get out, has VT on deck. Does Space Boy, are you going to be able to kill off of this confirm? I don't think so.
What? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And I'll tell you, man, he walked forward and punished that whiffed command grab. He whipped the command grab, and Space Boy was like, man, boy, get over here, man. I'm going to slap you around, show you. You better learn your spacing, boy, if you're going to be getting here in grand finals thinking you're going to climb on your way up and get here a reset.
Well, I said at the top of the stream, it's a game of inches. Sometimes that's more literal than not.
Yeah, we'll see just how close it's going to be. There goes the boot into the activation, that lariat that has gotten Shox so far in the loser's bracket. But there's that low strong again, causing stand strong too, causing problems in this matchup here. Oh, such a great anti-air. You know, especially when your character's anti-airs get nerfed, you really get jealous of characters who have newly buffed anti-airs that are godlike.
Final round. Fight.
But you shouldn't have been anti-airing with low jab anyway.
I mean, in theory, sometimes that's just what you got to do in the economy. Sometimes that's all it affords you. We have anti-airs at home. The anti-airs at home, crouch jab. Sometimes that's all you got. Going for the V skill charge is Shox.
Oh wow, chasing that. Going after the edge of that roll with a medium DP. That's excellent awareness of spacing there. Gets a mini shimmy into a stand strong knuckle sandwich. And that EX Tatsu is so good. So much more useful.
Oh my god. The spacings and the timings with which Space Boy is counter poking have been immaculate. And I feel like that's a big part of what's blowing up Shox so far. Now Shox has another chance to try to make this offense happen.
Yeah, and Space Boy trying to anti-air with the down forward roundhouse, which has added juggle properties when it hits anti-air. So if he could have got that, he could have juggled into Shokin City and gone 2-0, but instead it's 1-1. Shox impressively hitting those rolling Germans.
All right, let's see what Space Boy changes up to try to, finish this out.
I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. I would stay the course.
Oh no, I mean with respect to what you're bringing to the matchup. I agree with you that I don't. There's like not a character change or like a V system change to be made on that front. I agree with you.
I mean, but to be fair though, Space Boy has done pretty good with V Trigger 1 in tonight's tournament. But I'm a fan of V Trigger 2 more because it just gives you. I love that DP. Well, let's see the punish there. Oh, again, caught him with the back pierce again on Wake Up. That's just a good understanding. Yomi puts himself in the corner, but gets the frame advantage to get it done. Now, this is going to be stun, but the damage scaling might be a little bit too high. You're seeing it taking effect after that V skill. But still, that builds up the gauge.
Did you see how far Space Boy shipped him? Looking like they made a cross-country rail system in order to deliver Shox to the other side of the corner. But Shox just using that to to his favor. Sorry. Finding the parry, and is
Will
this
it-
gonna be able to? Nope. You have one more. The wake
But
up.
the wake up toe taps, steel toed enough to go forward there. And yeah, likewise, I was totally agreeing with you on what you said on your last point, and it's, wow, what a confirm though. Man, what a confirm.
Ooh, okay. Having difficulty finding some anti-airs there is Space Boy now, and now getting walked down on, but still checking these jabs from Shock. Checking these dashes, I'm sorry, from Shocks. Uh-oh. Checking Space Boy's dashes as well, though. And now, truly even one game apiece, one round apiece. Who is gonna be the first one to take 2 games? Space Boy does have a set to play with here, coming down from the winner's side.
Yep, and also that who could really take that decisive 2-1 lead to send a message here. But as we were mentioning earlier, just that corner carry that Sakura has is so strong and often gets overlooked. Especially when you can get some of that with that V-Skill 2. And the V-Skill 2 combo, excellent corner carry, and it builds gauge. Because both of Sakura's V-triggers are 2 bars, and that can really prove problematic. I think we're going to see EX Fireball activation. Yep, called it.
Yeah, that's a really common route that Space Boy will use. Feels pretty comfortable. And I mean, like, you do it, they either block the Fireball on your Hello Plus, or they've jumped it, and you can use the V-trigger screen freeze to anti-air. Wake up jab, the bravery from Space Boy. Really wants to go up 2-1 first.
Oh, air to air with the jumping short. It's a very quick button, does the job. He does it, has a little bit of a life lead. Gonna try to convert with the lariat. Will hit.
Oh, that was so smart! That was so smart! Well, between starting with the Fireball game because he realizes that Shocks doesn't have the bar to do the EX knee drop, Shocks starts to represent the parry, so Space Boy's immediately like, okay, I'll see your parry and raise you dash in DP, immediately bringing the gas pedal all the way down to the floor of the vehicle and accelerating straight to 2 games up over 1 on Shocks on this grand finals.
Yeah, that V-Trigger 2 DP is godlike. Such a good button, able to really go forward here. And let's see if Space Boy can get some of that Match Reno money. If you like what you see, and remember, Casa SFV 47, that's 47. Get it while it's hot, while my man here extending, going EX Tatsu into that light DP. These combos have been around for a minute. And my boy just walking forward, getting them Tims into the clubs on the couch, getting the perfect towards the tournament point.
That's exactly the round. Off of the back of that previous round, now you answer back with a perfect. Space Boy sitting pretty. Finding the whiff punish there to get this started, and then using that V-skill to ensure the corner carry. Look at all this gray life here on the side of Alex. Side of Shocks, I should say, has to work your way out of the corner.
Yeah, just muscling his way out of the corner. Now we got that hella frame advantageous EX Fireball into the activation. Oh no, unwise. And that's that V-Trigger 2 damage. It hurts like hell. I know you're going. Yep, definitely will hit harder than the second. Yeah, it'll hit. Oh,
still alive. You have one more guess. That command grab range reaching from downtown.
They buffed it, so you got some of that G effect where you're whipping that low jab and you grab. Yeah, they gave Alex some of that love. You know, I needed some of that. I'm climbing to the top of the tier list like, hey, man, Alejandro, man, I'm supposed to be the main character. I need some of that love.
Yeah, he's got to carry the franchise in the next canonical entry in terms of the story. Until Street Fighter 6 comes out and is another Street Fighter 3 prequel, Alex needs to be a pro tag right now. Let's see Shocks bring out that pro tag energy. We need to see that Zenkai boost.
Okay, goes for the side switch there, stores some of that meter there, so because it's a long way for him to confirm it into a super, so he's gonna need to rely on it more for the purposes of Oki. But Shocks here with the life lead. Oh, what a jump away though by Space Boy. Now one lariat could turn the tide, Brad. By a pixel. Yep, it's gonna be close. Oh, blocks the overhead there. What extension and spacing by Shocks out there just by a pinky pixel away.
Space Boy's fireball game, you can't sleep on it. Look at the minor timing differences in the timing. The overhead goes unchallenged. The up back out of the EXNE. This is sincerely anyone's round. Finds the jump into Shocks and closing it out just shy. It could have been Space Boy's set, but nah. Shocks is ready. 2-2.
Man, Shocks has just been putting in work, one scramble at a time, letting all of the opponents knows how he likes to have his eggs. The man is just feasting at the table, regardless of how much it's shaken out here. And just like that, he puts it forward. Let's all catch a breath, do some of that fire breathing there as we go further into the grand.
Yeah, it is 2-2 right now. If Space Boy closes this out, it's over. Shocks needs to win this in order to reset the bracket. Everything rests on this. I don't know who it was that brought us back to the lobby here. Somebody wanted a breather, unless we're about to see Space Boy making a change to the V system loadout. Like I said before, I'm not unused to seeing Space Boy do that, and we do see the
He's
switch
going
to
to
VT1.
VT1. Yeah, it looks like the skill-wise, Zania is the way to go because it builds that V gauge, especially when the V gauge is 2 bars. It's a beautiful thing, plus that corner carry. You really don't get that much reward on V skill 1 aside from an extended juggle when you activate that V trigger too. So I like it, especially when you're dealing with armored specials, multiple hits. Space Boy could definitely get some good corner carry and some good confirms with the inventory of fireballs that V trigger 1 does provide.
All right, Space Boy seeming
Punishes
content
on
to
them
play.
boots, though.
Yeah, it seems like Space Boy's content to play a more methodical ground game right now. The willingness to sit behind that standing short. The V-shift back through the command grab into the punish through the recovery. Catching the up back. There's the buff.
There's the buff. There's that juggle that we see coming into play, and it does a lot more damage than you think. It's proven to be one of those heavy-hitting anti-airs that they've added to the game. I mean, it's still a slow as hell button. The hitbox is a little jank. I mean, you're going to have to lab it a little bit, but, you know, we do know Space Boy has put some of his time, effort, in hours to quality test where his offense comes from. But look at that. Dash strong, dash, jab, command grab.
Man.
But, oh, what was he aiming for? What was he thinking Space Boy was looking when he's throwing out that cross chop there? That high risk maneuver we've seen a lot of. Shocks doing here.
This is tough. Shock stuck in the corner. You have the V-trigger. You need to bet it all on this. Spend some of the V-trigger just to get out. EX knee drop over the firewall. Charging the whole way, but Space Boy ready with the up back to clean it out, and that is going to close it. Space Boy wins 3-2 over Shocks in the winner's side after a super close set. Just unfortunately that little bit of a breather, the V-trigger change, on the side of Space Boy combined with the breather, let him find that solid ground game he needed in order to close it out.
Totally, absolutely, and great effort there by Shocks with a very impressive run through the losers bracket, overcoming a lot of what seems like bad matchups on paper to overcome, and also resetting the bracket impressively against Space Boy, who is definitely more than comfortable with his presence in the grand finals. Congrats to Space Boy taking home some of those money with a big victory, and thank you for having me at the Casa, and happy to be back. So I'm glad you could join us here on this Friday night, enjoying this hell of a good matchup, and yeah.
Yeah, I think we got the landlord himself here in the building to tell some people how he's feeling.
Calling me that.
Nah, it's never gonna go away.
I regret doing any of that stuff.
What about the proprietor?
Shut up. So, yo, good shit to Space Boy. Yo, Space Boy getting these grades and these match arena books. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to all the contributors. Who is it? Rotary Lover, shout outs to you. Tanashi, shout outs to you. Mr. Mustafali, shout outs to you as well. Thank you to everybody that contributed and used up some of the codes. I think we still have codes left over, so use them shits. Still up. Yeah, so Demon Dan, what up, my guy? Shout outs to Dom holding it down on the ones and twos. And shout outs to who we have Monkey Business, Freyon, Brad, I guess, and Team Chris for the
Yep.
commentary. Shout outs to Dan Cravat holding it down on social. Shout outs to KO, one of the best new bracket runners coming up. And I'm out because we still got Guilty Gear later. So yeah, you'll hear more from us soon.
Shout outs to y'all getting the cameras out there running too. I mean,
Yeah,
I like that I'm out here.
we'll iron that out so it looks a little bit better. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Thanks for fucking with us. 70 viewers is awesome. Thank you for holding us down, and we'll keep growing as long as you guys keep coming. Thank you.
Thank you. With pleasure, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say except thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you follow Casa on Twitter so you know when we're doing more stuff, and follow Dom for following the 5 action from Casa, or when Dom just feels like streaming on his own. And
Dom's a
everybody
great
be
streamer.
safe out there.
And be sure to do I get a plug too?
Oh, please.
Oh, be sure to subscribe for Team Chris Adventures here on Twitch TV/Team Chris. So looking forward to playing a lot more retro and getting salty with y'all. And have yourselves a good night and take care, everyone. Wear